Hello and welcome to the first edition of Lamb School Noticings for 2018. I'm Mary Fran Matson, professor and head of the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and your host for Lamb School Noticings. Recently, the Lamb School was selected by Zippia as the best college for communication majors in the state of Indiana. Zippia is a popular website that helps college students and recent graduates with their career choices. They approach the rankings as a communication major would, by looking at data on how schools perform and comparing them to one another. Schools were analyzed based on a variety of factors, from cost to selectivity to postgraduate performance, and Purdue's Brian Lamb School of Communication was the highest scoring in the state of Indiana. A big thank you to Zippia for the badge of honor. The Lamb School is proud to offer the most for our communication majors. Next up, a first-of-its-kind scholarship for the Lamb School students. In case you missed it, local company Star City Broadcasting donated $25,000 to create the first mass communication-specific scholarship for our students. This opportunity not only raises the profile of our program, but provides assistance for student success. A big thank you to Star City Broadcasting. An opportunity like this will help fund our students' studies and help in their accomplishments. We hope that this partnership will continue for years to come. Finally, we would like to take a moment to introduce you to Connie Debley, the new Managing Director of the Center for C-SPAN Scholarship and Engagement. Connie has more than 25 years of experience at C-SPAN, where she was involved in planning and managing public affairs television programs as a senior executive producer. She is now sharing her expertise with the Lamb School. Senior Brandon Kaldahl sat down with Connie and asked her about her new role. Let's take a look.
Hi, Connie. Welcome to the Lamb School. Can you tell us a little about the Center for C-SPAN Scholarship and Engagement and its mission here?
The Center for C-SPAN Scholarship and Engagement is a brand new center in the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and our goal is to take the 235,000 hours of C-SPAN video that's set digitally on its website and get it into the classroom. Brian Lamb has always been very big on education. And as he sees the amount of video grow this last 30 years of everything that has happened in government and public policy be on our servers, he wants to see that used in the classroom in imaginative and interesting ways. So one of the goals of the center is to come in and help professors across the board, whether it be in the Brian Lamb School of Communication or in liberal arts or anywhere on the Purdue campus, and make it easier for them to use C-SPAN video in their classroom by providing them tools to find the video, by helping them find the video, by getting it into their Blackboard, and then allowing them to integrate that video into their classes. Besides that, there's going to be a lot of things we're going to be doing. We're going to have events, we're going to be going to national conferences, but a lot of it is surrounded by this idea of using the C-SPAN archives in ways it's never used before.
What will visitors expect to see in the center when they stop by?
I am making this center a C-SPAN shrine. That's what I've decided to do with it. And the reason is because there's so much great history at C-SPAN. If you look across its history, you'll see us, our first visit to London, where we brought the British House of Commons back, our first international programming, our first programming about the Supreme Court, our first programming on books, our first programming in history. And we have a lot of memorabilia that denotes that, whether it be the fantastic C-SPAN mug collection that we're going to have on display, or many of the articles that were written about C-SPAN. So I'm putting all of that up on the walls at C-SPAN and around, with the hope that people who come and visit us here will be able to kind of walk through the C-SPAN history and enjoy seeing some of those things.
That's so cool. You spent 25 years at C-SPAN in Washington, D.C., which is amazing. Do you have any fondest memory?
My fondest memory at C-SPAN is doing a project called Iraq War Veterans 3 Years Later. In 2005, I went to Walter Reed Hospital with the producer, and I interviewed people who had lost limbs in the Iraq War within the last month. They had just been brought back into the hospital for rehabilitation. 3 years later, C-SPAN let me go out into the country to find those people and to find out what had happened to them and where they ended up and what their lives were like. And we produced this series called Iraq War Veterans 3 Years Later. It was an amazing experience because it took the C-SPAN mission of covering public policy issues and bringing it down to a real human element. And that's what it's all about, that telling those stories of how public policy and government impacts real people was a wonderful opportunity. So it wasn't interviewing presidents, and it wasn't interviewing vice presidents or senators or members of Congress, which was all fun and very interesting. It was these regular people that really is a memory I'll never forget.
And other than the partnership with C-SPAN, what else drew you to Purdue?
The partnership with C-SPAN was very, very important to me. I spent 25 years of my life there, so the idea of turning that around and helping get some of that video into the classroom was very, very appealing. The other thing that appealed to me is the Midwest. I'm a Kansas girl. I grew up on a farm in Kansas. I left there when I was in my early 20s to go to Washington to work on Capitol Hill and then eventually to get to C-SPAN. So I think I know the people of the Midwest, and that's a very enjoyable place to want to be at this time in my life.
And is there anything else that you would like to say about this program? What do you want to say?
Let's see. Yeah, I think I want to say one more thing about the C-SPAN archives.
Sure.
So the C-SPAN archives is 235,000 hours of video of American government over the past 30 years, and it's growing every day. And that archives is housed right here in West Lafayette, Indiana. C-SPAN has its archives here. It has its home in the research center off Sagamore Parkway. And so the people that work there work every day, not only just to take the video and get it up online, which would be easy to do, but they're keywording, they're organizing it so that when you go to cspan.org and you want to do a search or you want to look for something, you can find it and you can go all the way back, not only to the beginning, which was 1987, but even some video earlier than that. Being able to watch that part of our government in action in the C-SPAN mode, which is gavel to gavel, not being able to see, Oliver North raise his hand. You can go to any archives and see that, but to see his complete testimony during the Iran-Contra hearings, that's pretty much only C-SPAN you can do, and that's in the archives, and it's just right here.
Well, that wraps up the first episode of Lamb School Noticings for the spring semester. Be sure to check back in 2 weeks for our next all-new episode. In the meantime, send your updates to me at mmatson@purdue.edu and stay in touch via social media. Thanks for watching, take special care, and see you next time.